running free. Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, Devontae Freeman, fresh off 100 yards a week ago, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Green Bay Packers. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
This place first opened way back in 1957. We are inside legendary Lambeau Field here in Green Bay. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New York Jets and the Green Bay Packers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
A pretty big early test for the defense coming up. What can they dial up here to try and thwart this third down situation? They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. So this offense, they've made their way into the red zone now. They've got it a couple yards inside the 20 at the 18, 1st and 10.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Now Wilson on first down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Getting a hand in there and knocking it away, Eddie Jackson.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Back to the running game. It's Freeman. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
On third down, Devontae Freeman. Yeah, Freeman was trying to work his way forward, but I don't think he got there. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
They'll run it. Freeman. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Able to convert on fourth to bring up first and goal. That's a big 3 yards right there. There wasn't even thought of a short field goal. There was no hesitation. They were going for it.
I think he was thinking plays ago that if he got in the...
Able to find his man, John Phillips. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, he'll buy some time right, and he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They were stopped last time from the 1. Now here's another try on 3rd and goal.
36 power.
Wilson. And this is caught by Allen. He's got a Jets touchdown. Keenan Allen, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jets have taken a first quarter lead. Well, it was 3rd. Second quarter, this defense looking for a big 3rd down stop here. They're already down on the scoreboard, just trying to get the ball back to their offense.
Good job right there.
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 20. So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. From the left hash, this from 46. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. Does the big boy have the juice? 30. Past the 20. 10. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. Coming up here, this defense looking for a 3rd down stop in the second quarter. On 3rd down, it's Freeman, and he's got this down to the 35. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. This offense, they've got a really nice drive going, and now it's 1st and goal. Can they finish it off and punch it in the end zone?
12. 52.
now. Wilson on first down. This will be caught at about the 6. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. Nice job defensively to hold them to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Wilson will throw again. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
All defense. Defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense, but in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass, excellent job, way to knock it down.
Alone to the right is Jones. They're not going to kick it. A chip shot, but they're going for it down 3 on 4th down. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. They're turned away on 4th. So late 2nd quarter, this offense with the football trailing by 3. Can they get into range and tie it, or maybe get in the end zone and take the lead into intermission?
Come on, alert. 50 wants the mic.
On first down, Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
59 mark. Check. 59. Gotta go. In and out. Let's go. 55.
Throwing again. Wilson. Being chased out left. He'll run it. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
Stop your body. 19. 52 the mic.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And that will be incomplete. We've seen this offense do some unconventional things thus far, but they couldn't go. Time to hop in as this defense will need to make a red zone stop, starting with his 2nd and 4.
What? Get ready. What's left? What's left? No. Check that. Alert. He's checking. Crash.
From the 16, Wilson, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. They'll roll him out right, and he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down.
Now that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a 1st down and inside the 5-yard.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Devontae Freeman, his 6th touchdown of the season. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT.
I know we don't talk about it.
So a big 3rd down coming up here for the defense, trying to preserve a very slim lead in the 3rd quarter.
180.
Throwing on 3rd, Goff. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Bradley Chubb, his 2nd sack of the night. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times.
This defense trying to protect their lead here late, but a touchdown and a 2-point conversion could tie it as we've got a red zone situation forthcoming.
50's the mic. Here we go, let's bring it.
The 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Johnson's got it complete. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack?
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. McClain's kick is good, and that'll get the lead down to 5. So an interesting call there to take the three. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, this defense in need of a big stop in a tight game in the fourth quarter. Let's see if they can get that stop they need.
Watch the slap. Watch the slap.
Now Wilson gets it off to Freeman. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. 7 yards there. Good enough to... This defense in need of a big stop in a tight game in the fourth quarter. Let's see if they can get that stop they need.
Go. Go. 14. Record. Mike 52. Mike 52. Check right. Check right.
Here's Wilson on third down. Buying time to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the...
Hey, watch the slap. Watch the slap. Zebra. Check 52 to mine. Check 52 to mine. Watch the run.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. This will be caught by Brown. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that. And that's what he did.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Freeman again. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. It's 1st and goal and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. They'll run here with Freeman. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Devontae Freeman. His 3rd touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt away the game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run pass.
No hesitation in this situation. Down a couple scores late in the game. This offense is staying out there on 4th.
20. Here we go.
On 4th down. Gone. Now a desperation throw. Deep depth. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Trevor Williams with a pick. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. On fourth down, that turned out like a punt. Maybe he was better defensive. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Jets, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.